Hi, this is Sofa Dolls, and in a couple of videos ago I washed my doll, and you can take a look if you missed it in the washing machine, and showed you how I was able to do that by removing the head. And when I went to go put her head back on, unfortunately the neck string, it was really old, so this neck string, it broke, and that's just a thread I need to cut, but the neck string broke. I was getting it really nice and tight, and the neck string broke, which is, it happens. So what I did is I went to Joann Fabrics and I bought this in a small, I'm sorry, hopefully this will focus. I have to play with the camera. Let me see. Okay, so I bought this at Joann Fabrics. It's called Thick and Cotton Cord. It was about $2.50 and it has 7 yards in it. And I think it's about, I'm going to guess, 1 millimeter wide on the width of the cotton thread, the cord. And then I have, you know, some safety pins, and I'm going to be restringing her. I'm not going to be doing the body restringing, just restringing the neck strings. I still have to learn how to do the other thing. I pulled out the neck string, and I'm going to take this, open it up, and, oh, where's the seal? Maybe I have to cut it. There it is. So I'm going to be opening it. And I thought some other people may need to tighten just the neck string. Like I said, this video does not go on how to tighten the limbs. I still have to learn how to do that myself. But if you're just tightening these, it's a little bit, you know, look at the comparison of the two. One thing I want to mention on this is, after I filmed this, I realized I need to insert a little extra, is when you're putting the safety pin in, give yourself about 3/8 of an inch to a 1/2 inch, so that it's not right at the edge of your string, so you don't pull it right through. Sorry, my cat's playing. And then also, it's kind of hard to focus. When you're doing this, I've done this before where I'm pulling it through the little tubing, and I've accidentally opened up the safety pin as I'm going through the tubing, and you want to avoid that. So just be aware that you can do that and get the sharp point stuck in the fabric. One way to avoid that is to pull it through the tubing with the back side of the safety pin in the front. And I did that on the second one that I was threading the string through the tubing. I hope I'm not confusing you. These are just a little tip that I've learned from doing this with the elastic and tubing on my doll clothes. And sometimes if you're also squeezing as you're putting it through the tubing, you can end up bending the safety pin. If you do that, I recommend just throwing that safety pin out instead of trying to use the same safety pin on the next doll you're going to use. And that'll help avoid the problem, like I mentioned, of a safety pin opening up as you're going through your tubing. It really isn't that difficult, but that's the little issues that I've run into over time and thought you might want that little tip. So back to the original video. So what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm just going to feed this cord through her, you know, through her neck. And it's a little tough going around the bend of her neck, but it's just like if I was doing with elastic when I sew. The safety pin gives you something to grasp onto, and I might have another tool that works even better. I have to go look. Because right now in this bend, I'm going to have to bring her a little closer to my body and take her off the video for a second. But the point is, I'm going to go all the way through here and bring it back out, and then I'll show you in a sec. Okay, it took me about two or 3 minutes, you know, once I had her in my lap to feed this through. And the safety pin is now, you know, pulling right out. And I have this nice long string. I can have it whatever length I want. But I do want to let you know, if you take this method and you use the safety pin, as I was doing it, I did accidentally push it open while it was going through. And of course, if you have the safety pin, it's sharp and you can get it caught up in the fabric. So it's just something you need to be aware of if you use a safety pin. I think there might be another sewing tool that might make it easier. I'm going to have to look into it. I don't know if I have it or not, because I usually use this for the elastic, but I think I did buy something recently. So there it is. I have these nice long neck strings, and I'm going to be putting Elizabeth's head back on. And again, I will turn the camera off because it's going to take me a little bit of struggling to get it as tight as I want. And usually I do like a double knot to tie the neck string on, and I'll show you how it looks. I had her off the camera just for a second, had her in my lap, and was able to get this tied really nicely and tight. It was so much easier than when I was tying it yesterday with the neck string that broke. I'm very pleased. Look at how it looks around the neckline. It's really nice. You can turn the neck, or her head and her neck. And so I'm just going to get some of my other sewing. These, I don't think these scissors will work, and I'm going to trim them. I'll check. Oh, it closed up. I mean, look how fast and easy. And these might be a little long. I might, trim them a little bit. I think, can't remember what size. How long do they usually go? I'll have to check it with one of my dolls. I guess they're a little too high. I'm going to clip it a little bit shorter on both. But look at how nice that is. And there she is. She's all tied up. If I wanted a little tighter, I guess I could have my husband do it, but I think I did a nice job and I don't need to ask him for any help. So what an easy fix for when the next ties break. I hope this is of help for anybody that might also want to replace like zip ties. I know you can get in there and, use a seam ripper to get to the zip tie and then clip the zip tie with some sharp tools, which I've done with my Cabbage Patch Kids years ago. But I just replaced it with another zip tie. So there she is. She's ready for her wig and she's all cleaned up, ready for a wig and ready to go. And she's also wearing the cute little underwear that I made last week. So thanks for watching. Please be sure to check back. I'll be having lots of videos this summer as I'm not, I'm at home this summer enjoying myself and making videos. Thanks for watching and keep enjoying your dolls and have a great summer. Bye-bye.